Woo, it's hot outside in the state of Texas, man. Down here in this country, y'all, it's humid too. But yesterday I had made a post, right? And it was noisy in the background. I was at work and I just wanted to elaborate on, and take it a little bit further on what I was saying was that I invest in options in the market. I own some option plays. I get the chance to hold them for, just say 2 or 3 more months, 4 more months, but they down right now. And I bought them for a buy and hold position that gives me time, intrinsic value. It has a chance of it because I'm not that good at day trading. I can't buy stock now and sell it in a minute. I can buy a position and ride it up, but how do I know that position is going to continue to go up? That's my point. So what I do is I'll find a stock that's down 20%, 18%, 30%, like Walmart, SoundHound, down off their 52-week high. Just say if they was $135 like Walmart, it's $111 now, and it's gonna go back up. SoundHound AI was down. It was $22, $25 or whatever. It's at $6, $7 now. So they pretty sound. They have pretty sound positions, especially Walmart. Everybody know Walmart. How can you really bet against them? But anyway, what I was saying was I have a job that I'm gonna clock into, and it's a for sure paycheck. It's for sure. Long as I clock in, that money is gonna be made, God willing. Now, in order to do what I want to do, it take multiple streams of income. So me positioning myself in one stream of option trading, and then my job, that's another stream of income. But I need a third and a fourth, a fifth and a sixth. That's how you get, freedom. When I say freedom, I mean like how God created it for you to just move about the earth. Man created it for you to be locked into a job, 9 to 5, plow to, do what you have to do to earn a living, and then you be so tired at the end of the 40-hour week or 50-hour week that you don't want to do nothing but rest. And then when Monday come around again, back to it, and it's over and over. See, that's how they keep an eye on you and keep you tame and keep you out of traffic. But shit, man, we supposed to be able to move about. And I ain't talking about if you in LA go to Vegas or if you in LA go to Oakland. Nigga, I'm talking about if you in LA go to Sweden or Africa or, Costa Rica, somewhere, Puerto Rico, move about. That's what I call freedom. When you want to do it, just say for instance, right now, you say, man, tomorrow, man, I want to be in such and such. You can afford to do that. You don't have to rely on no job or none of that, man. That's the freedom that I believe that God created, and provide for us if we use them talents. Now read your Bible and just read about the three men that the plantation owner, or the story about the three men that got left the talents. One or two of them flipped them, two of them flipped them, and the other one, third one, buried it in the ground and said, Master, I didn't want to risk losing it. And he took that one and he gave it to the one that flipped it and said he know what to do with it. You gonna be, fucked up because you ain't using your talents. Don't quote me, but so to speak. But anyway, long story short, yeah, I'm gonna go clock in, but it's another stream of income. You gotta do something, man. You can put $10 or $15 a week out of your check towards something. Had I have known what I was headed for down the road back then, I would have been, 22, 25, 27 at the latest, been doing what I'm doing now. getting them paychecks and putting it in the market and getting them leaps and longer term investment options, because that shit pay off down the road. Man, I wish I wouldn't have started this late, but you know, God got it how he wanted. But all I'm telling you, man, is put something toward your future. You know, why you young and why you, because you don't know what Social Security, you don't know what, you know, your 401k, you know, this is something that you own and you control it, and you make the decision on it, and you do what you need to do with it, you know, so you can have it down the road later on. I'm watching the clock because I got to clock in at 2:30. And that's the part of the freedom that I don't want to have to do that. I need my mailbox money, man. I need my money to be, you know, I need 200, 300 a day and every day without having to punch the clock, for starters. And then when I get that freedom to where I can have that time to where I don't have to punch the clock for that 200 or 300 a day, then I got time to sit back and focus on see how I can grow that 200 or 300 into another stream of revenue, or figure out another way to grow that to 500 or 600, 700 a day. You know, what option plays, what moves, what positions, what stocks, what, you know. But until then, man, I'm gonna have to work with what I'm gonna have to work with. I gotta clock in, and then when I get paid, I gotta put, you know, as much as I can toward, you know, my option plays, so that'll grow, you know, eventually, like it's growing. It's like I said, it's down today. Okay, it's at 470 or something like that from, you know, from being up. But that's how that is. You know, but it's something. You know, I don't think the stock market is going to go to zero unless we hit a depression. And I don't think Trump is going to send us into a depression. He might be a little more greedier than that. You know, he going to bend over backwards to keep that market going, you know, whether he running his mouth and dropping it down, or running his mouth and bringing it up. You know, he loved the stock market. Anyway, you know, I just wanted to encourage you about the second stream of income. I got to turn my card on. Have a blessed remainder of the day, y'all. Peace.